let you know.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Black 80! Here we go, here we go. Shift. He's coming. Double up. One, Omaha. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. 13.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Got his target, Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here we go. 180. Here we go. Check 13. He's coming.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Ziggy Ansah.
I call that. That play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here we go.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Go, Heavy, what you got, Heavy? Six. Hey, come on.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hatch it. Watch safety creep.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. You gonna take it.
Garoppolo is going to give this to Breida on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Let him know.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 and a 49er first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. And it'll be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 at the 20. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a second and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
First down, Seattle.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Far left. Me, I got this.
No score after one on EA Sports. On first down, Carson. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 39, Wilson. The catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Check 24. Check 24. Go down. Check 24.
Now a give right side. It's Carson, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Check.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson. Only 2 there on the dump off. It's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, Jimmy Ward. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore number 1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next, and rightly so because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has got it together, the defense is playing better, and Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Garoppolo looks to throw. It's caught by Coleman. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, flush to his right. And that is incomplete. Chris Carson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On second down now, it's Carson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson, escaping the pressure right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you're a lover of offense, this has not been the half for you thus far. Luckily for me, though, I'm sitting next to a lover of defense, and we have had plenty of that, including that interception.
Yeah, and I mean, that still makes it a great game, doesn't it? Everybody talks about if the ball's not in the end zone and points going up on the board, it's not as much fun. I love these defensive battles. Something's got to give with these turnovers. Who can convert them into points?
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Here we go. Check, nickel, nickel, nickel. Check, check, check.
On 2nd and inches, Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
I got you. 56, right there, 56. Hey, come on, come on.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use Wilson. Hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
On first down, here's Breida. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
Hey, Zoo. 65. 57's mine. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Check three. Bang. Hot.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. This one complete to Coleman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Nick Bosa, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. After the sack on first down, Wilson, this complete to Lockett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say
that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Here's Breida. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman trying to run inside, but nothing there. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Play action, Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Garoppolo to his tight end, Kittle, for a Niner first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Man up, D. Watch it. Shoot. 65. 36. Check three.
They'll run on first down. Coleman. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
11.
This is Breida. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Now Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Garoppolo going to go on 4th down. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
Here we go. Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Check 50.
On 1st down, it's Coleman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Check 99. Check 52. Rush in.
They run with Breida, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, exit.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Gun.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Hey, alert! He's checking. Crash.
trying to pick this up on the ground with Breida. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Returnable for Lockett. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson flushed out right. He'll run it. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. 1st down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nick Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Don't get nervous.
Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Let's go, hey, high 7.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he's taken down inside the red zone past the Seattle 15. A big play there for the Niners. And even 50 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do? Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up.
Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Former first rounder Jimmy Ward.
Here we go.
The Niners take over 1st and 10.
Now it's Breida. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
11.
Garoppolo looking to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7.
21. Check.
Now Garoppolo. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Here's Wilson. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they scored a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Third time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with... And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.